The story begins with Rohit, a young man who recently moved into an old wooden house on the edge of a quiet town. The place is isolated. The nearest neighbor is half a mile away, and at night, the only sounds are crickets and the wind. Rohit works from home and lives a peaceful, boring life. Every night he eats dinner, watches TV, scrolls his phone, and then goes to bed around midnight. He has lived there for 6 months, and nothing strange has ever happened. But one cold, silent night, that changes. At 11:45 p.m., while Rohit is watching TV, he suddenly hears a soft knock on the front door. It's not loud, just 3 slow taps. Knock, knock, knock. He looks at the door, confused. Maybe it's the wind, or maybe someone is lost. He checks the peephole. No one is there. When he opens the door slightly, the night is empty. The air feels strangely cold. He shrugs it off, locks the door again, and returns to the sofa. But something feels different now. The silence in the house feels heavier. A few minutes later, while he's trying to focus on TV, it happens again. This time, louder. Knock, knock, knock. The sound makes him jump. His heart starts racing. He slowly walks to the door again. Still no one. Just the empty, dark street, lit by one flickering street light. He feels uneasy but tells himself, maybe some kids are playing a prank. He double locks the door and goes back to sit down. The clock on the wall shows 12:03 a.m. Suddenly, the lights flicker and go off. The TV dies. The house falls completely silent and dark. Rohit takes a deep breath, tries to calm down. He reaches for his phone flashlight, and then he hears it again. Knock, knock. But this time, the sound isn't coming from the door. It's coming from inside the house. Rohit freezes. He listens carefully. The knocking moves, from the living room wall to the hallway, then closer to his bedroom door. He whispers, "Who's there?" No reply. Only silence. Deep, suffocating silence. He shines his flashlight toward the sound. The light flickers over the floor, the wall, the furniture, and for a split second he sees a dark shadow near the corner of the room. When he moves the light back, it's gone. He backs up toward the sofa, breathing heavily. His phone slips from his hand. As it falls, the flashlight briefly lights up the wall. And in that flash, he sees fingerprints smeared across it, as if someone had been knocking from the inside. Then, a soft whisper comes from behind his ear. "Why did you open the door?" Rohit spins around, terrified. No one's there. He runs to the main door to check. It's still locked. He's shaking. He can't understand what's happening. Suddenly, the knocking starts again. Not from one place, but from everywhere. The walls, the ceiling, the floor beneath his feet, all around him. Knock, knock, knock. It grows faster, louder. He screams, "Who are you? What do you want?" And then, silence. He stands still. The only sound is his own heartbeat. He slowly turns around and feels a tap on his shoulder. He turns sharply. No one. And then, a voice, cold and quiet, right next to his ear. "I was never outside." The camera, or focus, would zoom out at this moment. Rohit standing frozen in fear, and behind him, in the darkness, a tall black shadow silently staring at him. The knocking stops forever, because whatever was outside is now inside. This line, "I was never outside," changes the entire story. It means the knocking was not someone trying to enter the house. It came from something that was already inside all along. The house is haunted. The spirit living inside was playing with Rohit, knocking to make him believe it was outside, when in reality it had always been inside the walls. It wanted him to open the door so it could show itself. When he reacted to the knocking, he unknowingly gave it attention, and that attention gave it power. The knocking was never real. It was Rohit's own mind breaking down from loneliness and fear. The voice saying, "I was never outside," represents the truth that the horror was coming from inside him, from his own thoughts. He was fighting his own madness, not a ghost. Knock Knock is a story about fear of the unseen, the sound that you can hear but can't explain. It teaches that sometimes the most terrifying things don't come from outside the door. They come from inside. Inside the house, inside the walls, or inside our own mind. So next time you hear a knock in the middle of the night, ask yourself, are you sure it's coming from the door?